Greetings, YouTube, and welcome to the story behind a photo that has really gone viral this week in Marvel Contest of Champions around the community. This is a photo performed by the Slayer of Gods, or as I now like to call him, the Slayer of Patience. Because the story behind this photo and the video of the subsequent act is so hard to believe that somebody would attempt this, nevertheless achieve it, that it's understandable if you look at it and think that has to be some kind of hack software, that has to be photoshopped. But the beautiful thing about it and the amazing thing about it is that it's not. Now, to be clear, if you saw this number next to a fight that did not have the ability to have this level of buildup, which is pretty much every fight in the game other than this, so 99.999% of the time, this wouldn't be natural. And also, to be clear, the game wasn't built to hold this. So if you want to produce the conspiracy theory, which it's definitely a conspiracy theory, that this is the reason why the game kept crashing, which obviously it's not, but it's just kind of funny to joke around, then go for it. But here's the background of this story. So once the Grandmaster is at the last 1% of health, he goes into an 18-second infuriation. After this, he becomes permanently wounded or stunned, and can only take damage from your special 3 as shown here. So basically think of it as like being indestructible. The only thing that works is the special 3. So this essentially means the only way you can end the fight is by using your special 3, which the game assumes you're going to do because, of course, you want to end the fight. So as long as you don't use your special 3, you can hit him as many times as you want and do what you want during that time. He's essentially stunned forever. He can't attack you. He can't do anything about it. And so this summoner took advantage of this and used Squirrel Girl for this because he wore him down with his other champions to get him to that 1%, but used Squirrel Girl because she gets an extra hit in her combo on her light attacks, as we're about to see in the video shown. So this means that Squirrel Girl can rack up a combo twice as fast as other champions. Now, when I say twice as fast, I'm not talking about fast. This is still the ultimate tortoise version of speed. What do I mean by that? Well, you probably got some idea as I have an anticipation of what I'm going to name this video in my thumbnail and in the headline in general. But that still means that he did the math and calculated this would take 12 hours to pull off. 12 hours in a row. I don't know about you, but when I think about that, I just think, hell no. I think the longest combo I've ever done, now given it's in the span of a normal fight where you're moving back and forth and not just hitting somebody who's stunned, but it's like 500 hits, right? So he planned this and stayed up all night. This was an all-night experiment. And sure enough, it took him not 12 hours, but 10 hours straight. He never wants to see Squirrel Girl's animations ever again. If you can imagine how much you are burnt out if you stay up all night to do like an arena grind and you grind, say, with the same 3 6-star champions or 565 5-star champions that you continue to refresh. It's like this, but a million times worse because it's just the same champions animations over and over again. He said sorry to the developers. He still thinks Squirrel Girl looks like an amazing champion, but PTSD from this fight. Because let's be honest, watching anything for 10 straight hours becomes pure torture, and yet that's what he had to do to achieve this goal. It kind of reminds me of a 1990s classic cartoon show, Hey Arnold, where they kept trying to break a world record and finally did. The worst thing about this fight was also this fear that once he got to a certain combo, the game would glitch and the server would just crash. Or even if you don't consider the server crashing, what if his phone crashed? What if he accidentally pressed auto fight and it threw a special attack? Then he would have to start all over. Then the fight would end. Of course, the other thing he was worried about was just keeping motivated from being bored, because this is truly one of the craziest things I've ever heard in any capacity somebody attempt, Marvel Contest of Champions related or not. So shout out to Brian Grant. He watched quite a few of his streams to pay attention. He also said he watched some of mine. Thanks, bud. And he switched hands as he did it to keep from being too sore or anything. I asked him if his fingers were in ice at this point, and he said, no, they're not. He did this to see if the combo limit was 99,999, but as you can see in this photo, it's not. But once he reached 100,000, he achieved his goal, and he wants to state right before we press the video, he does not encourage anyone to attempt this. So don't try this at home, kids. A guaranteed bad time. But we shall go to now the video that helps showcase the infinite stun with 0 damage taken. It is not the process of difficulty, but rather the process of stamina, which also, now that I say that out loud, sounds like an internet phrase. All right, so he did a good job also of not only recording this, but also making sure that he showed us a video. Now, he's got to 952. Notice how it increases by 2 hits every time he uses that light. And once he gets to 10,000 hits, he'll consume a little bit of the combo, fire off that special 3, and then, of course, the game is... And so he actually gets to 1,000, I think it's 100,001 hits. Yeah, so that is as high as it gets. Now, I don't know about you, but when I look at this, it looks fake to me, right? It looks like something that you can't make up, and yet it's not. It's just the game graphics weren't built for this. I also love how 100,001 hits is a perfect palindrome number, spelled reverse the same it is forwards, and yes, that makes me a huge nerd. So naturally, when he finally fires his first special 3 in 10 plus hours, the game is going to indeed crash. And so he consumes the combo, and now it is time to fire off that special 3. Who cares about timing it early? And what's fascinating is, as the game tries to process the all-time record for a combo and he gets knocked out, he does not get anywhere close to a in-game screen. He is automatically logged out. The connection is lost. And I would love to know what the Kabam servers registered that fight as. You have to think that there's some kind of moment in maybe Kabam checking their servers where they think, did somebody just attempt the impossible? So, Slayer of Gods, you are the slayer of a world record combo that took more patience and stamina, and I'm sure there was some level of narcolepsy involved. If you did this all night, I'm just amazed. I didn't have a chance to ask him. I probably should have. If he had slept in before this, if he drank energy drinks, like if you're doing this all night, there's got to be a point where, one, you ask yourself, why am I doing this? But two, like, is my body going to legitimately shut down from staying up too late? So we have the proof that at least in one fight in this game, I'm sure never created for this intention, but technically you could do it, to see not only that you can do this, but also that there isn't some glitch that happens. Because it makes sense. He used to think that the glitch was 10,000 hits. He got to 10,000 and then decided to go to 100,000. So, hey, life goals, right? That is a pretty dang amazing goal. I'm so impressed, but my heart also goes out to him. Like, I don't know if I could ever play this game again if I did that. I would feel like throwing up every time I opened it and saw this freezing screen as well. All right, thanks for watching, YouTube, and a special thanks to Slayer of Gods for entrusting me with this information, with this video, and with the story behind the viral screenshot. Please, in the comments, give him some positive encouragement to let him know that it was worth his time and effort, because I don't think he hopes anyone will ever attempt to beat this, because it really, in the grand scheme of things, probably wasn't worth it. But for one instance, for one amount of the ultimate data worth of the combo meter, we do indeed have the historic example, the historic precedent that is this fight. And for that, I think the community owes him a debt of gratitude.